Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Genera Studios, and in this video I wanted to introduce you to my new Kontakt library, the Touch Bundle. So the Touch Bundle is based off a very simple idea that your instrument, or sample library in this case, should respond to the way you play as much as possible. So I tried to script in some cool features that I thought might be nice to respond to things like velocity and aftertouch. So if you look at this example here, you can see what I've done is on the velocity strip, I've assigned cutoff, resonance, saturation, the amp attack, and the filter envelope attack. And then on the aftertouch, I've assigned cutoff, resonance, saturation, chorus wet, and the chorus rate. And to give you an idea of the touch bundle, this is just one of the libraries in the bundle. So we have 80 strings, which I'll load in here. And that has a different set of sounds. Each one of these has a certain amount of presets or snapshots. Go into the huge modular. Metal Cathedral. And if you notice here, I have the aftertouch and the velocity assigned to cutoff. So as I hit notes harder, the cutoff actually raises up. If I use aftertouch, I can also change the cutoff. So next we'll go to tape organ. And then lastly, we have vintage analog. So the nice thing is that when you're playing along with these libraries, you can map different parameters you think might be nice to have velocity or aftertouch control to, and it really adds a lot of character that you might not have inside of your synth, or you might have had to automate it otherwise to actually get that sound. So and even if you dial it in just a little bit, it adds a lot of nuance that you may not actually hear. But the thing is, in music, a lot of the most important parts of a track that might make your song stand out is the little details that add that level of professionalism that a listener doesn't hear, but they kind of just feel, and it just makes them listen and think like, oh wow, there's something going on here that's not just the notes, So that's kind of the inspiration behind it. And the library is pretty big, so if I click on some of these instruments, this one has 158 megabytes of samples, this one has 156, this one has half a gigabyte. This one has 123 megabytes. This one has 158. So I think it's like 1.1 or 1.2 gigabytes of samples. And I think the sample count is like 350 plus individual samples. So I have created a demo track that I'll play at the end of this, but first I'm just going to show you some of the patches that I dialed in. This is kind of the raw synth sound, and in the processing here I have EQ, compression, sidechain compression, and I'm making it wider in the stereo mix, meaning that I'm like kind of cutting out the center and making it only the sidebands. Then next we have the bass sound I'm doing. This is EQ'd, compressed, sidechain compressed, and utility to make the lower frequencies mono and then kind of center it a little bit more overall. And I don't actually know which one I'm using for this. I think I'm using the huge modular one. Yep. And the first one was the vintage analog. Oh, sample rate change. That's interesting. And this one is the Metal Cathedral sound. And EQ, of course, and I'm using an auto panner to kind of just have it bounce left and right. And it's at a rate of 1 hertz. My track's actually at 128 BPM, so it doesn't actually sync up, which is one of those little extra flair techniques you can add to, I guess make your mix a little less perfect. It adds the little details that someone's going to listen to and be like, oh, wow, there's something like happening here, but they don't necessarily notice it, And then lastly, I just have drums. So it's every single synth is with the touch bundle and then drums. So now I'm just going to play the track at the end of this video. So with the touch bundle, I've made the price as low as possible. The official price is $15 for the whole bundle, which is about $3 per individual library, which is a steal. But for the first month of release, I'm actually discounting that down to $5. So just for $1, you're getting each individual sample library. So I think it's a steal. I wanted to make this one of the best priced releases that I've ever done on Genera Studios. So if you enjoy it, pick it up. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment if you have any questions, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy.